We've been talking a lot about writing good essays, writing good paragraphs. Last week we talked about writing good thesis statements. Now it's time to go back to the paragraph and talk about just a few things that tend to be missing in a beginning writing paragraph. You guys are really, really good at topic sentences and support in the body of the paragraph. Now we need to talk about how to wrap up that paragraph, how to clinch it, give that clincher sentence so that you can explain exactly how your paragraph pertains to your thesis statement. If you don't have that clincher sentence or that wrap up or explanation, then it's really hard to get your point across, and especially if you're writing a persuasive paper, which usually papers for this class are, you can't have that persuasive element if you don't explain to your readers how the paragraph helps to prove the thesis statement. So now at this point, some people say to me that you don't want to treat your reader like he or she is dumb or anything like that, so you don't want to over-explain. But in this case, you do. You almost want to over-explain, because if you don't, you're not getting your own opinion across. That's your job to explain exactly how everything fits together. So let's take a look at a sample paragraph. The prompt here was, how does writing essays compare to going to the dentist? And the thesis statement for this essay is up here, as you can see. Thesis statement says, writing essays is just as bad as going to the dentist because both cause stress, both are easily procrastinated, and both can hurt. And then here's the sample paragraph. So this paragraph has a topic sentence. So we know we're starting with the first main point of the thesis statement. Even though they seem very different, writing essays is equally stressful to going to the dentist. Then the rest of the paragraph is the comparison, the meat of the paragraph, the supporting information, everything that gives you what you need to know for this comparison. How do both of these cause stress? So things like there's dreaded anticipation, you can try to forget about it, it causes anxiety, and then the cycle continues. And then same for writing essays. Similar stress cycle, the instructor sets the due date, that he or she can still put it off, the student willfully forgets about the assignment until 1 week before it's due, student begins to write, anxiety causes here too, and then again the cycle continues. So I'm going to take up the screen because it's a little bit distracting. But the things that are missing in this paragraph is that last part, that explanation, that clincher sentence that really ties it up and puts it back to the thesis statement. So let's add in a clincher sentence or an explanation sentence that does tie it back to the thesis statement. I have one prepared for you. I'm going to put it in. Here we go. So the clincher sentence here, these cycles are so similar that one can only conclude that going to the dentist and writing essays cause their victims equal stress. So writing essays is truly just as bad as going to the dentist. So hopefully you noticed that wraps up the paragraph nicely. It kind of ties it into a nice little package that could really work on its own. If you were just looking at this paragraph, you would fully understand the message. But it also shows exactly how this paragraph fits in under that umbrella of the thesis statement. So we're talking about causing stress. It has the word stress in there. Part of the thesis statement, the topic and opinion of the thesis statement, is that writing essays is just as bad as going to the dentist. We've got that in there too. So writing essays is truly just as bad. So these are the types of clincher sentences that you need on every single paragraph. No matter what type of paragraph you're writing, every paragraph needs to have a topic sentence, ample support in the body, and that clincher sentence or explanation sentence that wraps it up and ties it back to your thesis statement. So as you write your essays, please pay attention to the ends of your paragraphs and go back and make sure those are in there. As always, ask me questions when you need to.